Okay, we're going to start from fairly close to the front of the property, but almost middle, side to side of the property is on Three Pines Canyon Road in Inyakern. We're facing north currently, so if you can ignore my car there, we're looking at that pole is on the corner of the lot, maybe just past the lot line. But if you look way down, if I can zoom in far enough, you can see a transformer on that pole, which means they do run power off of these poles. They're not just transmission lines, they're actually for pulling power off of. We'll go over and look at that pole in a minute. But panning back, we're looking north again. I'm going to pull back, so this is my regular view here. Well, actually that's recessed a little bit. That should be our normal view right there. So we're just going to pan. That's looking up at the canyon that goes to Little Lake, and here's the Sierra Nevadas. Looking across here, and then we have a few trees from the neighbor's yard, and now we are pointed west. So we'll keep panning. There's another pole with a transformer on it for this property. That's your west neighbor of this lot, and they have some trees and some storage containers and so forth. Panning around, you can see a Highway 395 right there with the overpass over Brown Road right there. And now we are pretty much due south, and the property goes back to, I think, to a fence line back there. I'm not sure you can really see in the video. Not sure you can really see the fence line, but all the stuff you see in the background is on a neighboring property. And then that little structure with the black on it is on the neighbor's property. So you can see the hills by the college way back there in the distance, and behind the trees you can see Laurel Mountain back there. Now we're going to turn to the east. There's an empty lot between this house and the property that's for sale here, and Bee Mountain's there in the distance. And now we're looking back to that pole that we started with that has a transformer back there, the third one back. Now we're back to the pole at the corner of the property, and we've panned all the way 360 degrees looking north again. So all these mountains are on the base. That's the mountain range that the base owns property. I'm going to show one thing on here, not that you'd want a landline necessarily, but there is phone lines there, so you can do DSL or whatever else. Hopefully the wind's not too bad in my headset here. So I don't think those are property markers. I think they're just old fence markers. But I would guess that SCE would have you pull power off of this if you wanted power. And that should be a Verizon, an old Verizon, which would now be Frontier for a landline. And now coming from the front, looking into the property. That's about what it looks like. It looks like it has a little access road, probably neighbors using it to get to their fence line on this side of it or whatever. And that's about it. Coming out, you can see the stop sign out there. So I'm not zoomed in or out at all, so this is as natural as this video would be. So we're about 3 or 4 lots from the road there. I don't know if you can see the cars going past on Brown Road in the distance, but that's where the paved road is, so it's not too far. This road's not too bad. I drive it in my Camry. There's some ruts and some washboard, but it's not too bad, and it looks like someone maintains it every so often. So hopefully that answers the majority of the questions on this lot.